It is no secret Syracuse police staffing has been dropping for years. The graduating class is just not nearly able to fill the gap, not even close, actually.
Joining us now is Syracuse Police Union President Joe Moran. Joe, we have a lot to talk about. Thanks for joining us.
Happy to be here. Thank you.
So, Joe, SPD has been trying to hold things together for a number of years, different chiefs, so it's not specific to just one. What would you say? How is staffing right now? How low has it gone?
At this point in time, I think historically, throughout SPD modern history, we're at our lowest staffing level yet. In the late 1990s, Jeff, is when we really reached our apex in regards to staffing. We had approximately 530 police officers assigned to the department. I was brought on in 2014. I went through the police academy. At that time, we had approximately 450 police officers. There's obviously a reduction from the 530 that I just referenced to you. The reason behind that was because we had approximately a 3-year hiring freeze where there were no officers hired. Obviously, we lost some members through retirements, hence the reduction. Obviously, everyone's aware, back in 2020, we experienced a tragedy out in Minnesota. It's my opinion that's clearly created a lack of interest in the profession in terms of interested candidates or recruits entering law enforcement and the profession altogether. So at this very moment in time, we have approximately 350 police officers at SPD. So we're down 100 or so from when I started nearly 12-ish years ago. And compared to our apex in the late 90s of 530 officers, our numbers are at a historic low.
With that being said, what are you hearing about changes in staffing? Are units being disbanded? Is there shifts in manpower? What are you hearing?
So within the past month or so, we've actually had 3 units disbanded or eliminated. One of those units, GVTF, or our Gang Violence Task Force unit, it consisted of a group of detectives. Their primary responsibility was to track and monitor gang-related activity in the city, put together strong long-term investigations, sometimes collaborating with state and federal entities to put forward their best efforts in strong cases as possible against documented gang members. Unfortunately, that unit has been eliminated, so we will no longer have a group of detectives tracking. Their primary assignment was to track and monitor gang members in the city. That unit has been eliminated. Furthermore, our intelligence unit, they kind of operate similarly to GVTF, conduct long-term investigations. A lot of their work was conducted around social media posts, maybe individuals in the city posting with guns or illegal weapons. They again would pursue long-term investigations to address those individuals. That unit has been eliminated. And lastly, our midnight detectives. So historically, again, going back throughout SPD modern history, we've always had detectives assigned to all 3 shifts, days, afternoons, and midnights. This just occurred within the past couple of weeks. Our midnight detectives, that unit was eliminated. Those detectives were reassigned to days and afternoons. So now moving forward, if we have citizens in the city who maybe experience a home invasion burglary, an intruder comes into somebody's home, steals property, leaves the house, our patrol officers will do a great job in conducting a preliminary investigation and addressing that burglary, but we won't have a detective immediately available to respond to begin that long-term invest. We're going to now have to call detectives in from home. There will be a delay in response, a delay in immediate service, but unfortunately that's just the staffing situation that we're in, and units are being disbanded.
And Joe, all of those units were created for very good reasons. Now that they're eliminated, how concerned are you?
Well, I'm concerned, and if I were a resident in the city and I was walking home and I experienced I was the victim of an armed robbery at knife point or gunpoint. And we know our patrol officers are going to respond and do a great job and thoroughly conduct their preliminary investigation. But as a citizen in the city, I would like a detective to respond immediately, to ask me further questions, to conduct that canvass, ask questions, speak with witnesses, and latch right onto that case and now there's going to be a delay in our response. So am I concerned? Yes, but quite frankly, I'm more concerned about the citizens of the city.
Also, obviously, you're the president of the union. How concerned are you for other members of the force when you have, like you said, they'll do a great job, the patrol officers, in doing that initial canvas and event, but now that's kind of like a little bit more work that's getting put on everybody else. So all of these changes, how much more pressure does that put on the entire force?
A tremendous amount. And what we're experiencing now, Jeff, is all of our members have a primary assignment. They're a patrol officer, they're a detective, they may be a supervisor. But again, given the serious reduction in staffing numbers, our members now are completing 2, 3, or 4 different jobs. So you may be a patrol officer, but you may also be a member of the bomb team. You may now have to pick up secondary duties and be a member of the negotiations team. So what we're experiencing is our members are now completing 3 or 4 different job assignments to make up for the inadequate staffing.
Joe, we know the administration is trying to bolster manpower, offering $10,000 sign-on bonus. What more can be done to recruit more men and women to the SPD?
Well, I think it's a great step in the right direction, SPD offering the $10,000 hiring bonus. So if you're an eligible candidate on the civil service exam to be a patrol officer in Central New York and you choose SPD, right now they are offering a $10,000 hiring bonus, as you just referenced. I think that's great proactive action that the department and the chief's office is taking, because clearly they see the staffing related issues that we're encountering. Another point to bring up, Christy, we waived the residency requirement. The PBA entered into an agreement with the city a little while ago. So now anyone who's hired no longer has to reside in the city, and that's in effect until the end of 2027. And I've actually gotten some very positive feedback so far with candidates going through the interview process who have said, I'm married, I have kids, I live in Cicero, I really want to be an SPD officer, but I can't just uproot my life and move into the city to be a cop. My obligation is still my family. So it does appear we're getting more interest from individuals who want to be police officers at SPD, given that there's no longer a residency requirement.
All right.
Yeah, Joe, thanks very much. This was a great conversation. Happy to continue this at any time with you, so you're welcome back for sure.
Joe
Thanks.
Moran, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Download the WSYR Plus app on your TV to stream News Channel 9 for free. Just go to your smart TV, search WSYR Plus in the App Store, and download to start streaming today.